Hello, viewers. Hello, Gravitrons. I'm More Gravity. Let's play chess. All right. So I just finished this lecture about 2 minutes ago. Yes, lecture, not game. Lecture. I just finished this lecture about 2 minutes ago, and then I realized I hadn't started the uh, stream. So here we go. I won this game, and now I have quite a bit of insight. I won this game. This game was crazy. There were a lot of different factors. At one point, my opponent is 7 points of material ahead of me, but still considered 5 points worse on the evaluation bar. There was a brilliant move that I made that helped me along my way, and then I said I'll go in for some uh, threefold repetition draws, but then try to avoid threefold repetition draws once I noticed that my opponent was so desperately low on the clock. So this was a great game, and we'll go over it here. I might need to clear. Well, I guess we'll have to clear them one by one. Okay, so Bishop G4 is not maybe the strongest move by computer, but I'm looking to double my opponent's pawns. My opponent can avoid this with a move like E3. And then there will still be this pin, and the main idea is to get the bishop from C8 out the heck onto the board, because E6 usually will be played in a Queen's Gambit declined, and we don't want this bishop stuck behind pawns of his own square color. Then we found knight to E5. Right. And I pull back with the bishop to H5. Turns out that wasn't the best move. And let's go to the analysis, see what was. Bishop C8. I remember reviewing this just a few moments ago. Strange. I didn't like it because it's too much of a concession that I played Bishop G4, and that move is so bad as to bring the bishop back to C8. But we'll see. I think we'll see. I believe we'll see why that might be necessary. Now, C takes D5. C takes D5. And white is pushing here, pressing for tactics. And I crumble here a little bit under the pressure. I think the better move would have been knight at B to D7. So knight takes C6. The trade of knights, but queen takes C6 brings a lot of hurt to black's camp of the board. I have to cover with knight D7 to block the check, but also that introduces a pin to black's side of the board here on D7. The queen is pinning the knight to E8. Okay, so white is happy to pick up the pawn on D5. And after rook to C8, queen A6, and E6 is the first sign of life from black in a long time. Kicking the knight. The bishop is now likely to enter the game with bishop B4 check. Yeah, without the check, but bishop B4 pinning the knight. This weakness on C3 proves to be stronger than best play, right? So best play in this is white's got it covered, but with a few poor moves, we see that black is going to going to make use of that weakness. Even if queen b6 here, look, the idea is after a queen swap on b6, queen takes b6, knight takes b6. How much does black have against the knight? I'm not playing because I'm gonna win here. I'm playing because I might play my opponent into my win here. The queen takes h5. Well, why not? Pick up a loose piece. I played a brilliant move here with rook takes c3. And now, after bishop d2, rook c5, black is doing well. Losing the rook, but capturing the bishop with check. It would be black is doing well, except I blundered here. The evaluating engine calls this a mistake, but it's a pretty bad mistake, preventing me from picking up the pawn on b2 and the knight, preventing me from picking up the pawn on b2 and the rook at a1. That's 6 points of material that I failed to pick up because of levying a check from b4 to d2 instead. Queen c4. Now we see I'm looking to force my opponent to make moves without making any threefold repetition draws. Mostly just force moves. Here's a good move. I go up relatively in exchange here, starting to make dents in white's material. And soon enough, we see now here with my opponent has 1.8 seconds. Then I'll trade queens. 7/10 of a second, and there it is, the timeout. So I'm sorry, my friends. I had presented this game much better previously, and then when I changed to stop the broadcast to say goodbye like I'm about to now, it looked like I forgot to start the broadcast in the first place. So I'm sorry about that. Anyway, this might give some hint into the game itself. Let's find. Here's the URL for the game. 1733 3198 386. Did I have that right? 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3198 8386. It's highlighted here. It's in small font. I can't quite read it, but it is the game 1733 3198 8386. 1733 3198. No, 1733 3119 8386. I'm sorry, my friends. 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3198. No, 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3119 8386. 1733 3198 8386. 1733, 3119, 8386. Okay. That's it. That was the game. I ended up winning on a timeout here. Right. Thank you all for watching. I'm More Gravity. No, sorry. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Gravitrons. I'm More Gravity. Have a great night.